So we're back again, and we're here talking about Ristolainen on Jake Guentzel. This is a really weird play. So the puck's coming up the boards. Ristolainen, you're going to see him coming into the screen in a second here. And boom, down goes Guentzel. Now from this angle, it's a collision. But there's an issue with the collision and the after effects. Because there's Guentzel after the collision, right? Uh-oh, he fell down. This is going to be on every sports program tonight. This is going to be everywhere. Guentzel bloodied and can't get up. And he's a kid, and the Penguins have been hurt. There's a lot of injuries on the Penguins. They can't afford to lose Guentzel. Clearly he's not doing well. But here's what I can't figure out. So the puck's back here, Guentzel's here, Ristolainen's here. Now, is Risto looking back at the puck? I'm not sure why he's backing up. And right here, he's off his feet. So the fact that he's off his feet, the NHL could look at that too. So you've got a player who's clearly hurt and bloodied, and you got Ristolainen off his feet. Those are two factors the NHL could look at and say, well, he's in trouble. But it is such a weird hit. It is such a strange play. Like, so we had this debate about a couple of hits where a guy's in the trolley tracks. He's got his head down. He's not paying attention. Guentzel didn't know Ristolainen was there. Guentzel had no idea what was going on. Guentzel had been looking back at the puck, turns around and, oh, it's Risto's ass. And then he's down and he's got a concussion. And what likely happens is, and you can't see it from this angle, I think from the other angle you can kind of see it. From this angle, I think you can see it. So there's Crosby. Is that a suicide pass? I've had a lot of people say, suicide pass. Shouldn't make it. Did Crosby make a suicide pass right here? Because Guentzel pays the price. See, and Risto at the last second seems to bring his arm back, but to me it looks like he's just protecting himself. Right here. It's such a weird play. It is such a strange play that I'm hearing Sportsnet saying, oh, that's a 3 or 4 game suspension. That's an automatic suspension. That's a suspension. And the referee threw him out of the game, 5 in the game. It's a weird play. I don't know that there's very many players that I've seen back into somebody like that. I've seen the submarine hit back into guys. Like I've seen, where you see a guy coming and you go down and you low bridge him and he tumbles ass over tea kettle. And if he's not ready for it, he can get seriously hurt. This is just a strange play because while Ristolainen was fine, if he's another couple of feet close to the boards, he's falling to the side and he can break his wrist. So, it's a really weird play. And this is where I kind of need you guys to let me know what you think. Is he going to get suspended? I think he will. Based on what Tkachuk got suspended for, which is strange. I still don't think the Tkachuk elbow was worthy of 2-game suspension. And the NHL thinks so, that's fine. And I'm not a Calgary fan, and I'm not a Matt Tkachuk fan, and this to me is a collision more than a hit. Because I don't know, I guess with NHL players that you're skating backwards, I can guess you can get up enough momentum, and Risto's a big kid. You can really hurt somebody backing into him. But was that a suicide pass by Crosby? Because I keep hearing, well, he passed to the wrong spot, and the guy was right in the trolley tracks, and he got drilled. Is that the same? This is the blue line here. The trolley tracks are generally considered to be this area. The only difference is Guentzel's going north-south instead of east-west. There's no real difference in it other than that. So the angle of the hit's different, and the fact Guentzel's coming forward instead of going across, is he in the trolley tracks? Does the NHL look at this and say, well, Guentzel was responsible for it too because he wasn't paying attention to where he was either? Because I have a hard time finding intent on Ristolainen here. I have a really hard time finding intent here. Yes, it's a concussion. Yes, it's an injury. No, the Penguins can't afford to have concussions and injuries. The severity of the concussion is something that the guys in the quiet room can figure out. I'm just saying if a guy's groggy like that and bleeding, concussion. And the bleeding is from when he hits, and it looks like it's the back of the arm here. It probably drives the visor right into the bridge of his nose or something like that. Because, yeah, those visors, I tell you, they get driven back into your face. They protect your eyes. They're well worth it. But they're still capable of doing damage if they're drilled right into your face, which his was there. So it's a weird one. It's a strange hit. And as much as, again, Sportsnet was like, oh, well, that's 3 or 4 games. And I'm like, really? I got to go to my channel. I know I just finished a video, but I got to go to my channel with this because I don't think it's that cut and dried. Unless I'm really missing something here. I must be really missing something here. I will link to this video in the description. You guys can watch this footage for yourselves on your screens so that you don't have to watch it on mine. You guys can let me know what you think. It's a weird hit. I don't know how else to describe it. I'm looking for some other way to describe it. It's not a submarine hit. It's not really a cross check. It's interference. It's interference because the puck wasn't there yet. Puck wasn't there yet because the Sabres had it. I think it's down here with Gergensen's, I think, at this point. And it's weird because it looks to me like Ristolainen's back and I'm like, puck's over here. Oh crap, Guentzel. And Guentzel's like, puck's back here. Oh crap, Ristolainen. And then they meet. And Guentzel gets the worst of it. So Ristolainen's thrown out of the game. And now everybody's like, well, that's 3 or 4 game suspension. I'm telling you, the stuff that I was talking about earlier in the season that didn't get players suspended was worse than this. This is a collision. This is hockey. This is the stuff that I'm not arguing should be taken out of the game. Collisions like this, you can't get out of the game because they're collisions. Again, on a different angle, Ristolainen gets hurt here. Closer to the boards, Ristolainen gets hurt. It's just where he hit, and I don't think in that split second he can tell where he is and go, okay, I'm this far from the board, so I can go ahead and do this. He doesn't have time to think about that. Is it going to be a suspension? I pointed out why I think it will. Guentzel's bleeding. He's groggy, can't get off the ice. And then Ristolainen leaves his feet. Was he driven off of his feet by Guentzel ramming into him? Probably. But it's the optics. And we're getting closer to the playoffs, and there's more eyes on hockey right now than usual. I can't figure out any other reason why all of a sudden they're suspending guys for borderline plays, whereas earlier in the season, for stuff that I thought was blatant, Brad Marchand, twice, the NHL went, boys will be boys. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. No problem. And now this is going to be, well, suspension time. I myself, I don't see anything more than looking at it and saying, okay, I would look at Ristolainen's previous history and bearing that there's nothing there. I don't think he's ever been suspended for a hit. You guys can correct me in the comments below, but I don't think he has. I look at this and go, okay, he got 5 in a game. That's good. That's what the 5 in a game is for. So, yeah, this is fine. And I don't see any need for supplementary discipline. And not to mention the fact, I mean, Buffalo's out of the playoffs. That you can look at this and go, well, if Guentzel's really hurt, then you got to take Ristolainen out for 5 games. Buffalo's out of the playoffs. It doesn't matter. It's not going to make a difference as to whether or not one team makes the playoffs or not. Isn't this great? I'm giving a free plug to Sportsnet. See, I use their footage. I do. I admit I use their footage, but I make sure there's a plug to Sportsnet, and I try to make sure that there's a connection between my videos and theirs, so that you guys can see it and so they can go, well, he did get us hits. And then hopefully, oh crap, I skipped the ad. Don't skip the ad. If you don't skip the ad if you go there. Oh my god, I skipped the ad. That's right in the video. No, that wasn't in the video. It was in the previous. I thought it was recording, then I wasn't. Don't be overtired, kids, when you have a YouTube channel. It's bad. Um, I'll go back and reload it. No, I watched the ad on my computer. I shouldn't be angry. I've already watched the ad. They already got their money from me. Um, so yeah, this is classic hockey. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. How many games suspension do you think the NHL does? And why is it all of a sudden it's like the NHL is going to suspend everybody for everything when it was let boys be boys and just let them play up until about a month ago? It's weird because again, to me that's a hockey play. It's a collision. Does it look bad at full speed? Absolutely. But I I just don't think Ristolainen's that smart. I don't think any player's that smart. I don't think you sit at home and geometry. All right, if I get him on this part of the triangle, I can take him out. No, no. I just this to me is one of those things that happens. So let me know in the comments below why I'm wrong. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. And by all means, tell me, how many games do you give Mr. Rasmus Ristolainen? And it goes without saying, I hope Jake Guentzel has a quick recovery and is fine, because Jake Guentzel is an amazing rookie. And the Pittsburgh Penguins have had a lot of injury problems this year. And while they've risen above it and they've had a very good season, um, they can't afford to keep losing really good players like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.